Hey up everyone, it's the Yorkshire Panda, and today on the Create Above and Beyond tutorials we are going to go through ore processors. Now, it's roughly, when you look at your metallurgy questline, you can clear as many of these as you want whenever you want. They don't have any sort of requirements to complete, but it gives you a guide as to where you can get your resources from. Now, if you were to take a single block of ore, and if we were to, let's go here for a second and mine that, you will get one piece of crushed ore. Now, following the usual pattern, if we were to put a furnace down and smelt that up, we would only get, smell that up, you'll find that we only get 3 nuggets from this rather than an iron ingot, which is a lot. So processing is going to be an important part of what you do in this pack. Now, the first section here talks about your mining tool. So your basic pickaxe, as I've shown, just gives you one. You do have the option of a pickaxe with luck or fortune. So you can get a pickaxe that's got the fortune enchantment, or you can get a tinker's pickaxe and apply the luck modifier. And if obviously the higher it is, the higher the level of fortune on the pick. So trying to get this on your main mining tool is definitely a big priority. Or you stick with your enchanted tools. Now, instead of the one that we got before, we've got 2 out of each of those. But we've still got the problem of only getting 3 nuggets each. So we now need to figure out how to get more out of that ore. So the first thing you're probably going to come across is Create and the Millstone, which is this little gadget here. Now, we need to get this powered up, so let's give it a cogwheel. In fact, let's get this set up how you would normally set it up. So you'd have your chest, you'd stick a hopper on it with a millstone underneath, attach your cogwheel, and then attach it to your main power system. Whether that's your windmills, your water wheels. Stick that on and the millstone will work away. You can just physically drop items into the top, or you drop another funnel here. You can always get yourself a chest and you've got a mining rig. And then all you do is you take your iron ore, you pop it in here. This will grind away. And out of that, you'll end up with, pops out. Sorry, not iron ore, it's the iron chunks. So your crushed iron ore that you get, that will now net you 3 iron dust. And iron dust smelts into 1 nugget each. So we're still on 1-to-1. We're not really gaining anything by just cooking that dust. Sticking with Create though, if you were to get yourself an enclosed fan, hook it up to some power, like so, get ourselves, now you can use a few things. I tend to use shafts because you can create a system that looks quite nice, but you can use trapdoors, anything really that doesn't block this flow of air but allows you to drop a water bucket in there, and you'll see the particles have changed to blue. This is now a wash. So what you do with this dust that we've just got is you throw it into the path of that. It will wash the dust, and now instead of these 3 iron dusts giving us 3 nuggets, we've just got 6. Now, it's not perfect. So, washing gives you a nice perfect double. Gravels are not perfect. You can just wash gravel. Just plain gravel, throw it in the wash, you will get a chance of iron nuggets. This does improve your chances. It doubles your ore, so you're now getting 60 nuggets out of 1 crushed ore. Which, again, an improvement, but it's still not brilliant at the minute. The next thing you'll come across after this then will be Smelteries. Now, you'll not come across a Smelteries controller straight away. The first thing you'll come across is this. A Seared Heater and a Seared Melter. The way this works is you get yourself some fuel, like coal, throw it into here, and in this you would input some of that dust. So let's crush some more of this. There we go. And we'll throw the 3 dust in here. We've now got a full ingot out of 1 crushed ore. So between a mill and a smeltery, you've got 1-to-1 ore to ingots. And then to get it out, you need to get yourself a faucet, an ingot cast, and a casting table. Stick that on there, stick that there, and you've got iron ingots. Now, beautiful thing about this is, if you were to get yourself a chest here, you can hopper ingots straight out of the casting bench into a chest. You could also, if you're mass producing, swap out the casting table for a casting basin, which instead of pouring out individual parts, will pour out full blocks. You can also automate this. A redstone above here, so let's say a lever. There. Let's get a few more of this dust. So let's chuck a couple of them. Also, to note with Millstone, the faster this goes, the faster it mills. But obviously, the more of stress it takes up, so be careful with that. With this, let's get a hopper here. Hopper those straight in. We're out of coal here, but you can get yourself a seared fuel tank. If you were able to get yourself a bucket of lava, that also works to power. And it's also a bit more of a renewable source of power as well if you get yourself something like a hellbark tree to generate lava. And then pop the redstone signal on. And there we go. So you'd stick your millstone on here like that. You'd have your chest and your hopper here. And that will be your first fully fledged ore processor. So, although you may end up having one of these early doors because the things like the seared meltery, that isn't the seared bricks. Grout is clay, sand, gravel. You'll probably get that just as easily as you will get this. In fact, easier than getting this. So although this does work, it's highly unlikely you'll be utilising the wash. What you'll probably do is upgrade this to a fully fledged smeltery. Which, if you've played Tinkers, you'll know how this goes. Just build up your walls. controller, pop a fuel tank, and then you would need a drain in order to pull the fluid out. And there you go. Same premise, put casting tables under here, put redstone lever up so you can automate it. Your input, you can either hopper straight into the smeltery controller, or you can hopper into one of these, which is a seared chute. Pop that there, and what that allows you to do is hopper items into the chute. That'll go into the smeltery, and then you drain things out into your casting tables. So once you've got this working, this is where your next upgrade will be. Your next upgrade comes in the form of a crushing wheel. And this is where it gets a little bit big. And this is your crushing wheels. Now, little chute into the bottom, chute into the top, chute out the bottom. We're not talking about a quick jump here, because about this point is where you're going to get things like your fans, your deploys, your pressers, things like that. It's at this point, once you've got your sealed mechanisms, you'll be able to create your fully fledged smeltery. Your compacting wheels don't come until here, because you're going to need brass mechanisms in order to make them. So you get the automated crafters, mechanical crafters, so you can create the crushing wheels. At this point, from then to here, there's no real great strides you can make in ore processing. So you are going to be relying on the smeltery for at least a full chapter. That being said, this smeltery, you could leave it at that if you wanted. It is decent enough. It's not perfect, but it's decent enough. However, if you want to delve into the realms of ludicrous, which, let's face it, I like ludicrous, you want to start upgrading. So the first upgrade will be the crushing wheels. Now, the way these work is you drop your crush door in the top. So, say for example, a couple of these. We're just going to get rid of that chute for a second. So we'll throw those in. And what you'll find with the crushing wheel, like the millstone, which turns it into three iron dust, the crushing wheel is 3 to 6. So those 5 dust gave me 20. So 5 crushed ore gave me 20 dust. Because you're guaranteed the 3 like millstone, but you have a 50% chance of getting 3 more. So those 5 would have given me 15, and I got 20. So not the most perfect probability, but still, it works. You know, it gives you a little bit extra. So if I was to do the same again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, throw it into there, it crushes away. That hopper is simply sat above the chute on the smeltery, which does make a funny face when you put them together like this. And you'll see here, it's all gone in. So that was 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22, 23 that time. 7 ingots, 6 nuggets out of 5 crushed ore. So we're already a good 50% on average more per one. So we're talking 1 crushed ore being, well, call it 2 crushed ores to 3 ingots, roughly, on average. And then you've got your drain, put your casting table down, you get your ingot cast in there, you get your redstone on there, chest, hopper, oh, and don't forget to put your drain on. Now, the thing is, as we're pulling this out, we'll find that we'll not have a perfect ingot. We've got 6 nuggets left over there. So you may want to invest in a nugget cast. So this will pull out nuggets instead of full bars. Now, to turn these back into ingots, you've got two options. You could either use a press, so you would put the press down, and above it you would have your mechanical press. Hook it up to your create power, and then what this does, if I was to take 18 of these nuggets and throw them in here, this, turn it up a little bit, just turn them into iron ingots. If I was to go as far as put in, you know, half a stack of these in here, it will also turn those into blocks of iron. You can also, apparently, make trapdoors. Which I actually did not know it could do that. Go figure. So if you don't want it to do that, on this little recipe filter here, put on that bar, and then if I was to just go and get a stack of nuggets, throw those in, it's only made the ingots, it hasn't made any of the trapdoors or anything. Although if it does, I suppose you can always throw it back in there and melt it again. The other way of compacting is actually using a compacting drawer, which I have got there. So it's just like your normal storage drawers, except you make this with zinc and a couple of pistons and some stone. And what this does is if you put in a nugget, it will fill out all the slots with the different stages of iron, ingots and blocks. Works with gold, copper, silver, whatever. So if we just put all of these in here now, you'll see I've got 8 blocks of iron because it's automatically converted them, or I've got a stack and 12 ingots. So it will automatically change it between the different types of iron depending on what you need. Really, I would go for the compacting drawers, because when you're able to get a drawer controller, you can have it hooked to your main storage system and you don't have to worry about whether it's nuggets or bars or blocks that you need. They're all at hand. So definitely would say compacting drawers are the way to go. Now, the smeltery is all well and good. There is one item that you can get a hold of, which is the Foundry. Now, this requires your Foundry controller and infernal mechanisms, which do come at the end of chapter 2. So, as soon as you get your brass mechanisms and you're able to make the crushing wheel, you can upgrade the smeltery into a Foundry. Now, the difference with the Foundry, unlike the smelter where you can have these corners missing, a Foundry has to be a complete cube. So I've also got it. It also needs to be a uniform shape, so that's wrong. So you can't have hollow copy, you've got to fill the corners in to make this. Other than that, similar kind of thing. You've got your Foundry controller, and you've got your fuel tank, you've got your drains, but we've also got these Scotch ducts. You can use the normal casting tables, or you can use Scotch ones. You can also make these Scotch ladders, which, because Foundries can be massive, you can pop these ladders in place and it actually gives you a ladder that you can climb out of. Well, climb up, sorry. And then if you want one on the inside, it still all works. So if you do end up falling in by accident, you can always climb your way back out, because these go tall, really tall, if you want them. So let's put a drain and a duct there. If we also look, we have got the scorched chute. So like the wheels there, we can pop a chute down and just pipe items straight in. Let's got our drain, so let's pop the table down. Chest, chute, hopper. So we'll put the chute there. Chest there. Oh, didn't leave myself too much room here, but there we go. And faucet. There we go. Now, let's do it this way around actually, because this is where foundries come into their own. Now, a smeltery has the added benefit of being hot enough to form alloys. So if you were to go to your smeltery controller, you can alloy. So if you've got silver, copper and disable redstone in a smeltery, it will become signalum. Copper, cobalt and volatile scar solution comes heptasian. You know, you've got manilium, netherite, pig iron. All these things that you can alloy with the smeltery. The foundry doesn't alloy. So it doesn't matter how many different metals are in here. It's only the metal that goes in will come out. There's no mixing of any sort. Which means, unlike this, where, you know, if I was to go and put copper, you know, let's get some, just to show you. If I was to get some crushed ore, crushed gold and crushed, ooh, not brass, crushed copper. Throw you in there. You'll get crushed up. Make sure, let's do that, just for, why not? And we'll turn you off. So we need to put some more stuff in here. There we go. So let's get a few actually. If we're going to show this off, let's show it off right. So, couple of gold, couple of copper, couple of zinc, couple of iron. We're going to crush all these. That handles perfectly. We're going to look in here. So we've got copper. There's iron's just gone in. Brilliant. Zinc's gone in. Brilliant. Everything is going in fine. But what we'll find is, if I manage to just pick all the ores that don't alloy, pretty much. Alright, glass and copper. We can put some sand in, that'll do. As soon as this goes in, it will merge with the copper and we'll end up with the copper alloy, which is Tinker's bronze. So I do manage to pick all the ores that don't alloy together, but that's the premise. This will create alloys. This, however, won't. So if I did the same thing, and let's just get some dust. So if we got some gold, some iron, some copper, and some sand, throw it all in here, and then make sure we've got fuel in this thing. Which, did I even put a fuel tank on there? I don't think I did I? All this will melt away. But you'll notice something else in here. I put copper, gold and iron. But we've got nickel, we've got zinc. That's because the Foundry has the added benefit of not only melting your dusts, but at the same rate as the Smeltery does, but gives you a secondary item as well. So ancient debris gives you molten debris, as well as diamond nuggets, gold. Oh, let's have a look. What other things we've got in here? I mean, there's 109 things you can throw in the Foundry. That could be here forever. Nickel gives you copper, gold gives you zinc, iron gives you nickel. You know, it's this works beautifully. Now, we've got the two different chutes here. Let me just get another nugget cast. There we go. Now, these two can pour out of these two slots perfectly fine. We've got all these. This Scotch drain works like the normal smelter drain. This Scotch duct has an added option that this doesn't have when you right click it. That's because what you can do is you can get a and I can't remember what it's called. It's copper. Is it a tin or a can? I cannot remember. It's a can. What this copper can does is, if we were to say right click that while copper's on the bottom, we've taken an ingot's worth of fluid in this copper can. We could then put that into this duct, and what that would do is only allow that fluid out of that port. So if we were to then swap these around, oh, nope. Come on. Oh, let's use normal buckets as well, actually. Ooh. Iron. Since it's not. Is this as well? Nope, not that one. That one. Haha, even better. So when we turn this on, we can draw the ingots out of there, but the iron that's up here is being pulled out at the same time as the copper that's being got now gold is being pulled out of here. So you could have filtered outputs set to all these with either a can or a bucket as well from the looks of things. I did not know that it did it with a bucket as well. Ha! So yeah, if you are looking to upgrade your ore processing, get your Foundry next, because it will give you bonus ores from everything that you smelt. Now, these are all big, bulky contraptions. As soon as you get to here, and you get this Invar machine, you can start making RF tools. So instead of all of these smelteries and everything and grindstones, the entire grindstone system can be replaced with a pulverizer. And the pulverizer, if we were to grab ourselves a bit of iron, not only can we get a in fact component, we can get upgrades for this, which I'm just going to do this for the purpose of testing. So put augments in here to increase the efficiency. That crushed to 6 dust. Now in a pulverizer it's guaranteed 6 dust. There's no 50-50. So you would have that now sat there. Sat there with all its upgrades in there. And we put those, and we now know that those 3 are going to instantly become 12. And each 12 is going to become 3 nuggets. Each of those stores is going to become 3 nuggets and 1 nugget. So we're going to get 12 nuggets of nickel and 3 times 12, 36 nuggets of iron. Perfect. And we can even pull that to the bottom. Foundries are wonderful things. So once you get your pulverizer, you just get rid of all that, swap it for the one machine. Brilliant. If you're doing lots of ore generation, you can always have multiple of these dotted about so that they're all funneling the dust into there at the same time. You could opt to get rid of this system entirely and go for something like this, which is the induction smelter. Now, this one, if I get myself a component in here, and I get myself the wrong one, and I cannot type. Wonderful. Now, the way this one works, if I was to get, let's get rid of all these for a minute, get a piece of crushed ore, throw it into here, it will smelt away. I'm just going to get that for purposes of speeding it up. Nine nuggets, 2 nickel nuggets. We've completely skipped the act of putting it into the foundry, melting it, and pouring out the nugget casts. We've just basically pulverized, smelted it all at the same time. The problem is, induction smelters, it's so for the iron ore, it's guaranteed 9 nuggets. So 1 dust is 1 bar. That's not good. The foundry was giving us, out of those 3 dusts we put in, we got 4 bars. You know, that's so much better. There's also only a 79% chance of it being a nickel nugget. 20% chance of the rich slag. Now, the slag can be used to make fire to grow, or it can be used in the induction smelter to increase the possibility of extra items, how fast it works. So, if we did look at those a little bit more, smelting catalysts. So put any of these in the induction smelter in that bottom slot, and these are the benefits you get. Now the use chance, there's a 50% chance it'll use the blaze powder, 50% chance it won't. So it was a 60, that's 80 cinnabar, which you'll end up finding a lot of, and that is the best thing to have. You can ground this down for redstone, but to be honest, don't bother. Save it for this if you're going to use this. If you're not going to use this, yeah, get rid of it, grind it all down. And then we've got sand. So you can, so if we were to get, you know, this back, get some cinnabar, throw that in there, and put another lot of this in. We've now got that 1 crushed ore gave us 27. That's 3 ingots from 1 ore, and almost half an ingot of nickel. And we've still got our slag. So if we were to get, you know, a couple of these, let's put that in again. Same again. But we use up the cinnabar that time. So this becomes brilliant, but only when it's boosted. Whereas this, and what I'm going to do here is turn you off. If I was just throw that in there, six nuggets, so we've got more nickel out of this process, and 2 ingots, so we've got 1 less ingot. Which does make this the best thing to do, induction smelter. Now, the problem with it, I mean, the problem with this is quite expensive, and you are going to use it for a lot of other things like alloying. I mean, if you get cinnabar ore, but you get that anyway. You can get alchemy out of this. You can get ancient debris, extra ancient debris out of it. But the cinnabar's going to be the rough part, and if we were to go into the market, no, into shipments, it's going to cost you 16 silver for 4 cinnabar, and 8 silver for 16 redstone. So you may as well buy the redstone. Cinnabar, if you're committed to the to using the induction smelter for your ore processing, buy it in, pump it into the bottom, and away you go. Now, there is one final method that is seen as the best. Certainly not as expensive. Well, it can be quite expensive, and that's mixing. Now, I have to just get a base in. Pop you down. Pop the mixer down. We need to get ourselves a cog and some power. And this is your mixer. Now, what you can do with this, as it will show you when you look at your metallurgy tab, is dust here can be mixed into liquid. Now, this is where it gets a little bit weird. So if we were to get the pulverizer back out again, where are you? Where are you? You're there. Let me put one of those on here and over here. So I want to keep using the mana. If we were to put 6 dust in the mixer on its own, it's not going to do anything. What you need is a blaze burner, which you need to have an empty blaze burner. You can find them, or you can make them. They're easy enough to make. And you just right click a blaze with it, and you get a blaze burner. Now, these can be heated up with any kind of fuel, and it will start cooking wherever it is in the basin as it mixes. Now, the problem is this, as it says here, needs superheated. So if I was to just get this and show you, you've got heated mixing and superheated mixing. So heated is just any fuel source pumped into the bottom. Superheated requires blaze cake. Now these can be made with lava blaze cake base, which is cinder flour, sugar and eggs, cinder flour being crushed netherrack, or you can just buy them for 16 silver. Right click a blaze burner with this, it turns blue and it is now superheated. So if I was to turn you up so that you'll mix at full speed, and we look at this, 3 iron dust and 1 matter ball becomes 2 ingots of iron. So that 2 ingots, 1 crushed ore comes into 6 dust, which will become 4 ingots. You just need matter balls, and these come from Applied Energistics. What you need is a matter condenser, I think it's called. Yes. So let's pop that there. These are made with ME controls and fluid spells. ME controllers come at the end of chapter 4. So you're not going to go superheater processing before this. And how these work, you need a 1K storage drive. Or storage cell, should I say, what they're called. No, not cell. You just need a 1K storage component. There you go. And then you throw stuff into here and it will break it all down. Now, it does need power. Here's one I made earlier. And it does need to be AE power. Oh no, it doesn't need power at all. I'm just being a complete dolt. Okay, right, get a hopper in. This is the part where it's not going to be easy, because you need a lot. So let's get a drawer like this. For the sake of this, I'm sticking an infinite storage upgrade on it. And let's put in this, just for the lols. What this does, once we put the 1K component back in, stored energy there, it is now taken in all this energy. Here it says destroys items. Change that to condense into matter balls. Now every 256 items that are put into here, yeah, 256, will produce one matter ball. Hopper that straight into there. Let's get the powder again. I'm going to throw that in there. And once that's reached its magical number, which I'm going to get a quick hand by just dumping all this in. Where were you at? Almost there. Let's just take something that I can grab lots of. There we go. Oh, matter ball. Matter balls in there. That's it. So that. Make sure that our blaze is superheated. And we've got iron. So let's get a can. Pick it up, turn it into iron, and then let's get the I got rid of the ingot caster. But yeah, you get the picture. We take this over, put it into our smelteries, put it into our, or just pump straight out of here into a casting table. The problem is, yeah, making matter balls. So this is technically the best, certainly the most compact way of managing ore production, because you would just have let's just grab this just for the sake of showing you all how it looks like. Ore going in one side, that automatically gets pumped into the air. Something going into here to create matter balls going into here. To automatically provide blaze cake, you need a deployer. You need the blaze cake, obviously. You have to put that there, there. There we go. And give this a bit of power. that superheats this. Now, what you can always do is set up some redstone so that we can see when this is in. So let's get a comparator. I don't need to do that. You can even just use a timer. Why mess around with complex redstone when you can always just that and a toggle latch. And then set this to about that should do. Well, you'll need repeater. No. Oh no, it is a toggle. Do you know what? I'm confusing myself with my own stuff here. Toggle latch, timer. Oh, yeah, I need to figure this out. But you'd set up some redstone, either a comparator on the back of this or a timer setup, so that this only pumps the blaze cakes into here when it's nearly empty, so that you don't end up spending all your money on blaze cakes. And then, yeah, just a pump. Pipe. Casting table. Now, you don't need, because this makes full ingots worth of the iron, you don't need to mess around with nugget casts. You can just go straight into an ingot cast, and then usual setup, chest, hopper, and then just provide a little bit of power to your pump. Let's put it here so you can actually see still see what's going on. There you go. The only problem is, yeah, it is slow, purely down to the fact of the matte condenser, and obviously getting this to actually work. Which, yeah, I've never really understood vanilla Minecraft redstone, I'll be honest. But there are far smarter guys out there than me when it comes to this sort of stuff. So, yeah, what if that'll do it? That's giving off a red power of 3, so that's now giving off a red power of 2. This is it. Nope, you still need Julia. That's fine. See, the red alloy wire is brilliant, because that's giving off a power of 3. But if I was to go all the way up here, it's still giving off 3. So I have to do it there. Perfect. There you go. That's how you automate it. It's probably a way you doing it without the red alloy wire, but you know what? That works. Comparator to the deployer. I mean, you could do it... Oh, actually, you could do it with the repeat, can't you? For those that haven't got to the red alloy wire, 'cause I've got to admit, I love red alloy wire, so I went and did it straight away. So, repeater there. 2, 3, 2, 1. So yeah, when that drops to 2, that'll drop off, that'll turn off, that'll push again. Bob's your uncle, finds your aunt. We've got fully automated lace cake. Tell you, me and Vanilla Redstone, not very good pals, but you get there eventually. But that's all your ore processing systems. So personally, I mean, this is a long episode, I'm really sorry guys, but personally, I think this is really as far as you need to go. It's still quick, it's still efficient, but the Foundry with the Pulverizer, and then a couple of faucets, all with pumping out into ingot casts. I mean, if you wanted, you could even have brass pipes pulling out all the ingots when they're cooked. This, if you really want to get onto the techie side of things and show off how high-tech everything is and how perfectly efficient everything is. But, yeah, stick with these, is what I'd say. They're tried, tested, they're proved to be worth, but if anything, go for the Foundry, and yeah, forget that. But that's all for today. So, if you liked the episode, hit the like button. If you really liked it, hit subscribe. Make sure you drop into the comments. Tell me if there's anything I've missed. Tell me if there's any part of the Create Above and Beyond pack that you want me to look into more deeply and find a solution for if you're stuck on anything. Because there are certainly a few mind bends in this pack. Beautiful to play, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. So, you guys take it steady, have a good one. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.